Welcome everybody to the West Coast Popcast. I'll be your host for this evening. My name is Noc. Joined by Zach. It'll be a two-man band today. Zach, how are you feeling?
I'm doing excellent.
Nice. All right, so we got an X-Men tier list for you guys tonight. Something different, something out of the norm. We hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get right into it. First up on the list, we got Gambit, the Raging Cajun. Zach, where would you put this guy?
Gambit, man, I think I'd put him maybe in the B column. I really like him, but I mean, he is just kind of like a crook with some really cool powers.
Yeah. Solid B, got all the charisma in the world, but not the strongest in this group. But
Yeah.
he's a really good character.
Yeah, and he gets a B. I know his strength is usually cards, but like he can charge like part of a sentinel up and have it explode. So I mean, that's just...
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then next up right there, that's a hell of a power jump, man. This is gonna go in S class for me. That is Apocalypse. Not the Apocalypse from the movie, but the real Apocalypse. He has to be S class.
Yeah.
Insane power.
Yeah, crazy power. Wasn't he the first mutant ever too?
Yes, the first mutant. So straight in S for Apocalypse.
And right now they got.
Now we're looking at.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just right now in the comics, right now he wears like a suit and he's on Island of Krakoa and stuff. And I think they're doing like a kind of a fake out with him, how all the mutants are together. But he's one to watch if you're paying attention to the comics.
Okay, I hear you back into those. That sounds really dope. One of my favorites coming up next is Nightcrawler. Cool power. I think he must go in B class for me also though. Really cool dude. No, yeah, B for me. A high B above Gambit.
Yeah, I agree. Very fun to watch. I don't like any of the X-Men movies, but his sequence in X2 was super cool.
Yeah. It's funny how those bad X-Men movies, they get those sequences right, like him and then obviously the Quicksilver ones. But yeah. So B for Nightcrawler. Definitely one of my favorites. And who are we looking at here? Is that Kitty?
Kitty Pryde, yep.
Yes, Kitty Pryde. I actually do love her power. Again, I think she might just be a B for me. But if I wanted a Robert Bank, I would definitely, that would come in handy. How about you, Ben?
Yeah, she seems very like not powerful, but her powers do come in super handy. I'll go a B as well. I thought Ellen Page did her really well in the movies.
She did. I identified Kitty Pryde with her. Now, next up we have the Phoenix. It looks like Jean Grey, the Phoenix. That is beyond S. I think she's would take out Apocalypse.
Yeah. The Phoenix Force in Jean Grey, who's already one of the most powerful mutants. I mean, it's crazy powerful.
Yeah. You like any of those stories with her? I know she had some. What is that secret encounter? That secret society they have? Yeah. It'll come back to me, but I'll get back to it later. But I like some of the stories that she had involving them. They try to take her power and like use it for them.
Yeah.
Next up, we got right. What was that?
Was it the Shi'ar?
Maybe I'm blanking out a name. That sounds familiar though.
Okay. And before we move on, I just want to say I do not like any Phoenix storylines other than the original Phoenix one with Jean Grey. They overused that.
Oh yeah. If you didn't see that last X-Men movie, don't watch it.
No, it's terrible.
It very much is. It's a disgrace. But of course, we got another. Damn, this is another S class for me. This is Storm, one of my favorites. Queen of Wakanda did marry Black Panther in the comics. Household name. How do you feel about Storm, Zach?
She's great. I think she is their best leader. I also feel she might be the most powerful mutant. I'd have to rethink that if I go through all the comics, but yeah, her or there's another one on the list that I think is the most powerful, but she is honestly their best leader, and she was so not well done in any of the movies.
Not at all. And then we have someone like Halle Berry, I think like is the perfect one to cast. Like,
yeah,
you know, the stature of her. You can do more.
Yeah, they misused her.
Yeah, Storm is great. I mean, she controls all the elements. I mean, what else can you do there?
Hmm.
And then another leader of the X-Men, who was just criminally used in the movies, Cyclops. How do you feel about Cyclops, Zach? Where would you put him?
Oh, he's a bitch. I did not subscribe to the Cyclops was right thing. Just because I don't know, he's the Boy Scout. I don't really like him. I'll give him a C. He is powerful, but I mean, honestly,
Yeah. When I go back to it and I look at the '90s cartoon, I liked him a lot better there. But still, man, he got outranked a lot. He's stronger than some of the people in C. Like, I'd put him over Gambit. I'd put him over Kitty. I'd probably put him over Nightcrawler too. But I think C's fine. Just as they have other more interesting things. But I will say his lineage, his parents and stuff is really cool. Some of those storylines, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, now, is this with Miss Marvel's powers?
Yes.
So she has Miss Marvel powers in this one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then that I think she's another S for me, man. She's another powerhouse.
She is.
That's Rogue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Rogue. I mean, she can still absorb people's powers too, on top of the powers she already possesses.
Yes. She has insane power, and it's her potential. She might not be stronger than Storm or a Phoenix Jean Grey outright, but the potential she has is unreal. So Rogue for sure is an S-class powerhouse for the group. Now I'm looking at X-Men, man, they have some really OP people.
Yep.
Yes. Next up on the list, we got the human firecracker herself, Jubilee. I'll let you take it, man. Where would you put her? Because it's not gonna be pretty nice for me.
I like the character of Jubilee. I think she's written very well. She's a very good character to introduce people, as she was on the animated show, to introduce people to the X-Men.
Yeah.
She is a D power, and now that she's a vampire, she is especially a D. Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, she's best for introducing you to the whole world and getting you into that, accustomed to it. But as you go deeper into it, she just does not hold up. D for me also.
Okay.
Sorry, Jubilee. Now, next up, God damn it, we're getting to our first villain, or not our first villain, Apocalypse there. First Brotherhood type villain.
Mm-hmm.
Juggernaut. Can't stop him. Don't want to stop him. Zach, where do you put him?
I think I'll put him in the A. So he's super powerful. He's a bitch to fight, especially when he's got that helmet on, so Charles can't get in his head.
Yes.
But you take away the jewel, and he becomes just Charles' brother again.
Yes. And is that the storyline you like to follow? I love that Juggernaut and Charles being brothers. There's a few storylines, especially in the movies, that they did not have that, which I think is a disservice to the character and they could have went with.
Yeah, I think it's great, especially because they use him almost like they use him like a train kind of passing through town. Like he's in for a little bit of a storyline, then he's out. I like that about him.
Yeah.
In the 90s, they introduced J2. That was awful. You Google that. That is the worst thing they could have done with Juggernaut. Or, I don't know if it's Juggernaut's son or I forgot, but it was awful. But yeah, I'll give him an A.
Yeah, same here. Oh, Beast. I couldn't really tell from the picture. But next up, we have one of the geniuses in the Marvel Universe, and also Brain and Brawn. Beast, because he's a genius, I'll give him more points, but pretty off his like power. With the rest of these guys, I don't think he can take some of the A-class people. I might put him in a high B for me, but I do love Beast. He's another one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'll put him right up there with Nightcrawler. His agility is what makes him crafty. Like he knows when to attack and when to not attack. He's like you said, a genius. So yeah, like his mind's the most powerful thing about him, and then he knows when to use his size.
Yeah. Well, I like that dynamic. Do you know where he ranks as far as geniuses in the Marvel Universe? Is he up there with like the Reeds, the Spider-Mans, all those guys?
I think he's above Spider-Man, but he's well below like Reed and Tony.
Okay.
Because I don't think he's a part of the Illuminati, which is like Reed, Tony, Submariner.
Yeah, I don't think he's there either.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that intellect bumps him a bit, but the strength, there's so many other guys, X-Men or even the Marvel Universe that outrank him there. Yeah, good spot for Beast, another favorite of mine. I can't tell who this is in the picture.
That is Cable.
Cable. Yes. Cable, the man of the future. I love another one. I love his lineage with the parents and stuff too. But his power, man, where would you put him?
As far as power goes, I mean, like, he's a gun-toting guy.
Yeah.
Sent from the future, I will put him. I'll say B or C.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to separate. I do like him a lot, but he might be a C character for me, man. The power's not there. And what storyline do you like to follow? Do you like him being a Cyclops kid and all that?
Yeah, I do like that one. Actually, yeah, like kind of how they introduce him in the animated series, and then like Bishop and Forge and all that. That's the set that I like.
Yeah, I really do like that. Bishop, my guy. This guy, another man who just has all the powers in the world, started off as Deathstroke's parody, but became his own person. That's Mr. Wade Wilson, Deathstroke. Where would you put him?
I kind of want to put him. I know he's not that powerful, but like the fact that he can like regenerate and
yeah,
I think like he pisses his opponents off too. So I want to put him in A or B.
For me, I think he might be in A class. There's one line of stories where he just has, besides regeneration, he's teleporting. He's doing all this crazy stuff. He essentially can't die. I'd have to put him A at least. Borderline S class, depending on which storyline you're looking at for his power.
Yeah, I'm fine with A.
Yeah. Now another powerhouse man with all the strength was in a Deadpool movie and was quite funny. Mr. Colossus. How would you rank Colossus?
I would rank him the same as Juggernaut. Basically kind of the same strength, but you know, the fact that he can just turn his whole body into metal, I mean, that's a whole nother factor right there.
Yeah. I'll put him A class also. This dude is next level. There's a lot of good storylines with him also. Do you think he beats Juggernaut?
I don't know, and I know that they've had a few encounters, and I can't remember the outcome of any of them for some reason. I want to say no. I want to say that the gem Juggernaut has is too powerful.
Yeah. It's that power boost, man. Good spot for Colossus. Now, this guy, we're going to put him in S class, of course. That is Charles Xavier, Professor X. That mind. Anything to say on Professor X?
I wouldn't want to go to his school because I know he can read my mind. So, like, you can't bullshit him.
No.
He's a really great character, and then you think, like, you know, the joke about him is if he can do all this stuff with his mind, why can't he fix his legs? Like, why does he need a chair to walk?
Yeah.
There's that. Like, if you just like throw that out the window, that's fine. But he's just like this great leader who actually cares about his students. So that's just kind of really refreshing rather than like a power hungry leader.
Yeah, exactly. And you can tell, like, if you read the comics or you watch the 90s show, like, they all just the love they have for him, and that tight-knit group he builds. And there's some storylines where, you know, he passes and like you really feel that. So from a character standpoint in the stories, he's so good. And then obviously the power is just next level.
Yep. And I gotta say, both movie interpretations of him were played very well. I did enjoy that.
Yes. Yeah, both great actors that played him. So one of the top people that the movies got right. Next up, you know, same two sides of the same coin, Magneto. Now this guy, again, automatic S class. I think he is one of the strongest villains in Marvel Universe. Period.
Mhm.
You know, not talking about like the galactic guys, like Apocalypse, Thanos, all those guys. Like strictly like the villains. I put Magneto, Doctor Doom up there, same category, like just top of the tier. So he's gonna be S class for sure.
Yeah, he's such a good villain. Like it's really hard to, I don't know, it's really hard to say like this guy who's a master of magnetism is a great villain, because I don't know, it was, I thought it was a well thought out concept that got improved as the years went on with him.
Yeah. Because I mean, it doesn't sound like you just go off that. I'm sure they could have. There's other characters with like, oh, your powers magnets, and he'd be a D rank. But this character, oh my gosh, what he does with it, the mastery that he has over this is insane.
Oh, and then like in the 90s when he took out Wolverine's adamantium, that was crazy. I still have the comic, had a little hologram cover on there. That was one of my, like the wow moments of comics when I was growing up as a kid.
Yeah, that is hard not to mention. You know, building his own utopia he tried to do in another story. Yeah, and I think both interpretations in the movies were also really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is Magneto.
Then we got Bobby, Iceman.
Where would you rank Iceman?
I would put him in the C.
Yeah.
Like I really like the character, but
yeah, I don't see him doing much. Like, and you look, he has power of one element, and you see a person like Storm who just controls it all.
Right.
I can see him getting outranked and outmatched a lot here. I do like him, like you said, but I'm fine with C. Any good storylines you can think of with him?
His coming out, I thought that was really good, and then also in the very first run of X-Men comics, before the X-Men Giant Size came out, like he looked like a snowman and he threw snowballs at you, so it was just kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
But if you ever want a cool thing, watch how he just glides in on ice on the old 80s Spider-Man cartoon with him and Firestar.
Oh yeah, man, that was a good time. Yeah, he's all right. So C's fine. No knock at him. Now we have the daughter of one of the most powerful people in the universe, Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch. Started off as a villain, eventually joined the Avengers, actually, which they did do it in the movies also. Another powerful character. Where would you put her?
I'd put her in S class, and I was talking about Storm. The other person who I was thinking of who's, in my mind, the most powerful mutant was Wanda. You got the House of M. That was so powerful. I hope they do something like that with WandaVision, or they show her powers more, because she is one of the most powerful. I mean, she got rid of half the mutants just by saying the word.
She got nerfed a lot in the movies, so exactly.
Where would you put her?
Yeah, I mean, if S class for sure, like you said, you know, getting rid of all the mutants like that. That's the same thing what Charles could do, you know, with his mind, and her sure doing it with her power. So she has to be there. I hope, like, again, I really hope this show we can see as strong as she could be. We for sure missed out on that in the movies. I mean, even the freaking X-Men movie, she was just a little kid, so didn't do much for her. But yeah, I love that character, man.
Yeah.
Now we have another villain. You know, to me, he's a nice entry level villain. You know, he comes down every now and then, but he's not doing too much for you. His master plan isn't there. I might put him in the C, honestly.
I'll put him in there too.
Sabretooth.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Sabretooth?
Like I said, like how Jubilee is an entry to get you into the X-Men. You know, he's a nice person to get you into like the villain side of it. He's a good he's always a rival for Wolverine, but he's a good, like, you know, early tier villain to me. I like him in the cartoon, the 90s cartoon. The movie, was he in the newer X-Men, or just the old one, the first one?
Just the first one.
Okay. Oh no, he was in Origins. That
Was he
terrible
really?
movie. And they were brothers.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he
right.
was the
Liv Schreiber played him, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I actually enjoyed that. I thought he did a really good job. The movie sucked, but
Yeah.
good
Yeah, I
job
thought
for
he
him.
was better than Tyler Mane. Tyler Mane just looked like a
Yeah.
homeless 90s wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah, so C's fine for me with him. I don't got too much on him. He's kind of just there.
Yeah.
Now we have another villain coming up, and that is what I said correctly. Villain. Get it right. She is not a hero. Don't make her a hero.
That's so stupid.
That is... She didn't help the X-Men. She is Mystique. What they did with the movies and with her being like friends with Xavier and all that, I felt like, because that's what her and what's his name, Wolverine, they had that storyline, but he couldn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I like that more than what they try to do with her and Xavier, but I felt like they were going for that same emotion, same theme. But her and Wolverine have a really good storyline together. Do you go with the storyline of her being like Nightcrawler and who is it, Rogue, their mother?
Yeah, I go with that one. Yeah, I other than that storyline, I don't know what you do with Mystique, like the Jennifer Lawrence stuff. I don't know why you did that. Like
I don't either.
It's like she is what she is. I do like her as a Nightcrawler and Rogue's mother, though.
Yeah, because it gives another layer, man, and like all the stuff you can do there. She's a straight up villain, but like that little layer of she could have been redeemed, but that was really cool to me, and the Wolverine stuff. But she's not a powerhouse. She's not strong, but what she could do with her power, just become anybody, that can cause so much mayhem, man. And I think she's an A class for me.
Yeah, I'll agree. I mean, she basically fooled her own daughter into sucking the power of Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
that's a villain. That's like I don't know. I won't get into it, but yeah, just the shape shifting stuff. Like, there's a lot you could do with that.
There's so much. I mean, look at the Skrull. There's so many issues you cause that, and like that's like kind of not like a fear, but like that's something like serious,
Mm-hmm.
You can just do so much damage. Omega Red, where would you put him?
I would put him in the B column. He is super powerful and everything, but it's just like there's, like you said with Sabretooth, there's no master plan. I mean, he does have a master plan, and he does have a an outcome that he wants, but I always see him as like hey, we got a couple months until our next event comes up. You want to just throw in someone? Yeah, throw in Omega Red. He's not busy.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like how I said, Sabretooth is the entry level. I think he's the next level up before you get to like the real serious stuff. Still a threat, still will ruin the day. You still gotta. But it might take one or two people. I don't think it's taking like the whole team to take this guy out.
No.
B for me.
Yeah.
All right, now this the other twin in this equation, we have Quicksilver. I love his speed. I love everything about him. Where would I put him though? Where would you put him?
I want to say a C. I do think
Really?
Cyclops would take him out.
Oh man, I don't know. I was gonna be a little more fortunate. He's definitely not as strong as Wanda. I'll get that out the way.
Okay.
When he's a villain, he should be stronger than what he is when he's a villain. He gets beaten up by the same people, so I can see that. But when he finally gets into that realm of being a hero, he just takes it to another level. So I'll give him B at least. Definitely not Wanda's level, but B at least. I mean,
I'll show a little.
What do I say? He's quick as the speed of sound.
Yeah,
that's his thing. Yeah. And of course, the main guy himself. Whenever you think of X-Men, most people think of this guy, Wolverine. Where would you put Wolverine?
I want to say an A. He's super strong. I'm just taking the popularity out of him.
Yeah.
The healing factor, a lot of it is like the adamantium. Even without the adamantium, like he still had the same edge. But like I said, Magneto took the adamantium out of him. Xavier and Jean Grey and Wanda could take him out pretty damn quick. Storm could if she wants, and Apocalypse, I think he would escape from, but I think everyone else could just basically kill him if they wanted to.
Yeah. I love Wolverine. Obviously, most popular character they have. He's very strong. There's some storylines where he fights the Hulk, and can always regenerate. But I think a lot of his stuff is the close quarters. Like you said, Magneto would just destroy this guy. Xavier. A lot of people in the S class can attack him from a range where you can't even get in a few feet of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a lower tier strength wise character that just with his regeneration and with his mindset of just being this rabid, like you said, rabid Wolverine, it takes him to that next level. I'll put him in A for me. But man, he's just a tough dude. And I love a lot of storylines with him, the Hulk stuff, when he goes to Japan, there's a lot of really cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said earlier with Mystique. He has a lot of really good storylines, man.
He does, and I think the best thing
Old Man Logan.
Yeah, Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
That was good. The best thing about him is you don't know his full past, and that's the one thing that I think the X-Men Origins kind of screwed up. They tell a story, as a kid, and then I don't know. It's the fact that you don't know his past means you can almost go anywhere with him. He has a history with Alpha Flight. He has history with the Weapon X system. He has a history with Omega Red in Japan and all these different places. So no one really knows how old he is, so that's a really cool feature on him.
Yeah. I mean, with all that power, man, I really like that. So A class for him, and we'll get to our last person. He is the villain, Sinister. Where would you put this guy?
So we actually have these ranked pretty good. Sabretooth in C, so. Omega Red B, and then I would put Sinister in A. He is another mastermind. He has a lot going on right now currently in the X-Men comics. The fact that he always wants DNA from Scott and Jean, there's a big history with that. This guy is just, he's so smart, and I think he would be almost like a Thanos version of an X-Men villain, not a one-off movie villain, but for just plant seeds in movie after movie, because this guy is really, really interesting.
Yeah, to this day, I'm still shocked they haven't used him. I loved all his incarnations in the 90s X-Men and in the later Wolverine and the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of good storylines. He's that villain where Doctor Doom, you've seen him, he was I think Doctor Doom was an A level. He ascended to that S class. I think he's ready to ascend. We're still waiting for that big story for him to ascend. Kind of in the same vein you said. So I'll put him in A class for sure, but I can see him for sure if they just give him the right story, ascending to that next level. He has everything, the makeup for that.
Yep. And they did hint at him in, was it Dark Phoenix or the movie before that? Someone with a suit or whatever had a briefcase or something, and that was linked to Sinister.
I think I vaguely remember that, but yeah. It's a pretty good list here.
So before we break it down, if you could have one of these powers, whose would you have?
Ooh. I always liked Storms. I like being able to control all the elements. I think I would go with Storm.
Yeah, it's raining out. You still want to take your girl to the beach?
Yeah, exactly.
See you later, clouds.
Yeah. A lot of convenient elements there. How about you?
I always thought Colossus was cool. Just when would I use that?
Yeah.
So I don't. No, Storm just seems the most normal. Everyone else's would be almost like a hindrance.
Yeah.
But Quicksilver, I guess I'd take this.
Quicksilver would be cool. Xavier, I think you can get away with people not knowing that you have superpowers and just control the fucking world or something.
Yeah. If it didn't come with the wheelchair, I'd take Xavier.
Yeah. It's a really good list here. I think there's nothing I can really move around. So you want to break down the S class? You want to just leave up to one hero, one villain?
Yeah, we can do that.
Right.
And anybody out there, this is a list that we got off the tier list website. We didn't make this one up in the barn from someone, so if you have mutants that you think we forgot, that is why.
All right, so it looks like our S class, we just got the two villains, Apocalypse and Magneto. Who are you giving the nod to?
I gotta say, I think Apocalypse is more powerful.
Yeah, he's just a different tier. It's hard to go against that. I mean, if there was a tier above S class, he'd be up there. Magneto for sure is S class deserving, but Apocalypse is like, he's a Thanos pretty much.
Yeah,
Galactus, all of those guys.
he reminds me of Darkseid, just someone who has this plan, but he's been around for so long. He keeps coming back and getting foiled, and keeps coming back and getting foiled. But again, now if you read today's X-Men comics, he's actually got an interesting role with everyone.
Okay. Yeah. Then we just got our heroes. We got Storm, Phoenix, Jean Grey, Rogue, Scarlet Witch, and Professor X.
I think we can take Rogue off.
Yeah. Even with Miss Marvel, I think Scarlet Witch might take her.
Yeah.
Even though I love Rogue.
I don't think
Professor X. I think.
You think Professor X? I was gonna say one of the girls.
You gonna say one of the girls?
Yeah. These women are honestly just like the most powerful things in almost Marvel.
Yeah. So off his mind, but just straight up combat, you can get ran through by these girls.
Yeah. No, don't get up, Professor. I'll just kill you right
now. Yeah. So I love Storm, but I think it might have to be Scarlet Witch or Jean Grey.
Yeah, I agree. I could go with either one of these, actually.
Yeah. I'm gonna lean towards Jean Grey, but Scarlet Witch, man, definitely check out some of her stuff. She is all time.
And WandaVision will be out sometime within the next 6 or 7 weeks.
Yes. Need something to watch on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that is our tier list. We'll be bringing some more of these tier lists that are non-wrestling related. We'll also have the wrestling related ones. Stay tuned for whatever we bring out this week. We're not sure when we're going to be posting this, but if you haven't seen the new episode of the podcast, we've got a giveaway going on. Make sure you're subscribed. You don't want to miss out on those giveaways. We're doing that in partnership with Pre-K with Shay, and she has some great stuff. Zach, you got any final words?
I do not. Just if you do have Disney Plus, watch X-Men, the animated series from the 90s, because it's the best thing on that streamer.
Yes, great stuff. That is us, the West Coast Pop. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.